Alright, so I've been playing Death Stranding quite a bit over the past couple of days. In fact, I'm about 15 hours into the game, and I thought I should tell you what I think about it so far. I gotta warn you, it's not gonna be a positive opinion. Also, there will be no spoilers, I think. First off, obviously there's still a lot to go through. I suspect I'm about 1/3 into the game, so there's the possibility that it gets better from here, but based on the first 15 hours, here's what I think. Oh boy, where should I start? To say that the story or the setting of Death Stranding are weird or strange is an understatement. This is a post-apocalyptic America where you have dead people turning into ghosts. They are sometimes shadowy looking ghosts that leave hand-shaped footprints, and other times there are these oily beings that drag you down a black river to fight an oily dolphin squid ghost boss, and there are even bigger ones too. You have 7-month-old fetuses that can see and share memories telepathically and breathe out heart-shaped air balloons in their portable wombs. They last for about a year, I think, basically on batteries, and also without growing. But mostly they interface with this portable antenna tech on your shoulders, which in turn allows you to detect the ghosts that I mentioned. And once you detect them, you would normally hold your breath so that they don't, see you or sense you. But the antenna makes noises far louder than your breath, so how does this work? I don't know. Anyway, you have time-traveling rain, as in rain that sends forward in time that which it touches. And it works quite differently on humans compared to plants, compared to metal, and it flat out doesn't seem to work on a lot of other things. Also, sometimes it only sends forward in time the parts that it touches, like the parts of the thing that it touches, and other times it sends the whole thing. You have immortality. I mean, your main character is sort of immortal. Also, your blood and urine and so on can be weaponized to fight these ghosts. There are also force powers of some sort. There's road building magic, and just about anything building magic. There's minor levitation, there's major levitation, teleportation, everyone cries all the time. I think it's due to some allergies. There are constantly dreams and visions and memory sharing, and did I mention monster drinks? Also monster energy drinks in special containers that replenish when being in contact with water. Even water from the time-traveling rain. So yeah, but if you turn off your sense-making and just go with it, things aren't much better. See, I get what they're trying to do. The whole thing is supposed to be this profound allegory for the simple connections between people and coming together in the midst of dark times, or something. At times the game is kind of subtle about the theme, yet other times it's beating you over the head with it. I don't know, it seems like most of the pieces are in place. They have these long and drawn-out cutscenes, great motion capture, a cast of celebrities, close-ups on people's faces, tears streaming down their cheeks, long dramatic pauses, dreams and visions and so on. But it's just not doing it for me. I've seen so many cutscenes already and I barely care about what's going on. I'm not particularly interested in the actual plot so far. I'm not a big fan of pretty much any of the characters, both the protagonist and antagonist and the supporting cast. The voice acting is okay, though I must say I expected more, once again giving the celebrity cast. And I don't know what else to say about the story anyway. I came into this game right after making my Details Missed in Blood and Wine video, so I spent so much time looking at The Witcher 3 cutscenes and listening to its dialogue, and sadly, Death Stranding simply doesn't compare. The cutscenes and conversations here feel lifeless, I suppose. Now, how about something good? The game is visually amazing. The graphics are detailed, both of the world and the characters. The game is very well animated. Once again, both the cutscene, cinematography, and the gameplay sections. And most of the time, the game is just a pleasure to look at. Additionally, it also seems to perform well. Should I talk about the actual gameplay? I guess I should mention it. It is a hiking/delivery simulator. It is not that bad for what it is. Walking and balancing and controlling your inertia and so on. But I personally don't find it very appealing, especially when you have to do it over and over and over and over again for hours. There is also a bit of backtracking, so you'll often tread the same path over and over again. Sometimes exciting things will happen, like tumbling down in a river and losing your cargo downstream, or coming up with smart ways to utilize your ladders and ropes, or perhaps being grateful that other players laid out their ladders and ropes for you to use. And yes, that is a possibility. There is some kind of a, I'm going to call it a passive multiplayer aspect of the game. There are also survival elements that could be interesting at times, like batteries of your exosuit or vehicle running out, your shoes wearing down, and so on. There's also the possibility to arrange your cargo. Forgot to mention that, but I just found myself using the auto-arrange option most of the time because it's really good, and it just felt too time-consuming to do it manually, then test it out, see how it works, then go back to rearrange it, and you get the idea. Of course, there is combat and ghost management, but most of the time I prefer the more stealthy approach, which as far as I can tell is not a bad idea, especially when you're heavy loaded with cargo, you don't really feel too comfortable to fight. And I think that's all I had. Death Stranding. Definitely not your usual AAA game, so that alone might be a reason why you should check it out, but to me personally that's not enough. The game feels just a little too weird, takes itself a bit too seriously for what it is. The gameplay doesn't interest me terribly, and yeah, I shouldn't just repeat myself. How about you tell me what you thought of it? And yeah, I hope I make another video saying how much better it got eventually. Until then, thank you for watching, stay tuned, and be good.